Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Mafex Batman Hush Joker action figure. Now Mafex has been doing some comic figures from both The Dark Knight Returns and Hush, and they have been absolutely killing them. I'm really excited to see how this Joker turned out. DC Direct made a Hush Joker many years ago. This guy is going to be a little bit smaller and much better articulated. So let's check out the packaging. As you can see, Batman Hush, the Joker, Batman Hush, Mafex, Medicom Toys, and DC. Here he is on the package. Looks like two alternate heads, a whole bunch of different hands, and a knife. Looks like the no gun ban for all DC figures has affected this Joker as well. One side of the package, Mafex. This is the 142nd figure in the Mafex line. Got Joker there. Other side, Batman Hush. The bottom, got a bunch of credits. There is a barcode if that helps anybody. On the back, you can see the Joker, several different poses, his different heads, his lone weapon, small knife. So no further ado, let's open him up. And of course, I did get two of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, and one to keep in my complete 6 and 7 inch unopened Batman action figure collection. And here's the entire collection of Mafex Batman Hush figures, and there are plenty more on the way. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He does come with a display stand, 10 alternate hands, totaling 12 interchangeable hands, 2 heads, and a knife. As you can see, Warner Brothers' no gun ban on any officially licensed DC figures affects this guy. He would probably come with a pistol with a removable bang accessory. Before we look at the accessories, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is Joker from the Batman Hush comic storyline. I think the figure looks good. I like the color scheme, traditional Joker colors. His head and face look fantastic, but something about his body is a little bit off. Sure, the Joker should be tall and lanky, but something about this guy's shoulders and legs just looks a little weird. Almost doesn't look like a regular person. He reminds me of the DC Direct Superman Batman Joker from many years ago. I was never very fond of that figure. So let's take a look. Like I said, I think his head and face look magnificent. That smile, those eyebrows, the hair a little bit wild going back, and the fact that his face is not just pure white. Nice paint job. Good job, Mafex. He's got purple tux, green vest, yellow shirt, yellow flower. It all looks very nice, but something about the shoulders and the legs just, I don't know, they look a little off to me. Looks like he's got sort of Mafex's unique version of double jointed elbows. Looks like single jointed knees upon first glance. Nice dress shoes, little tail on his jacket. It all looks very good, very traditional Joker, and very sick and sinister. I mean, look at that face. And just a closer look at his head and face sculpt. Probably the best part of this figure is his face. It looks very good. And then, here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now to take a look at his accessories, and let's start off with the display stand. Here's his display stand. It comes in 3 separate pieces. When assembled, it'll look like this. It's got the large transparent base, 3 different holes for the post to go into. Then the post down here can rotate around. It's hinged down at the bottom, hinged in the middle, hinged at the top, rotation up here. And then there's this clamp that'll hold your figure in place. Now let's look at his hands. He has a total of 12 of them. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are the most normal, relaxed hands at his sides. Here's his next pair of hands. These are his fists. And here's a pair of gripping hands. These should hold the knife. Then we have these pointing hands right here. And here's some completely flat and outstretched hands. And finally, we have these weird contorted hands. Now let's look at his heads. He has 2 of them. They both look fantastic. They both have that evil, sinister look to them. The one on the left is smiling, and the one on the right is laughing. Here's the Joker's first smiling head, and here's his second head, laughing maniacally. Now let's look at his knife. Nothing really spectacular going on here. I mean, it looks good, the blade is good, the handle has good sculpting detail to it, but it's just a knife. Here's the Joker, holding his knife. Now they've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, he's standing at about 6.3 inches tall, which can translate to about 16 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side, like up and down about that much, can tilt from one side to the other, give him a good amount of personality. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes up about 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got some drop down shoulders here. As you can see, it's going to help when he's sort of reaching around. Little bit of rotation here. No bicep cut. They try to make up for it a little bit though. Their own sort of version of double jointed elbows, but they really go in just a little bit more than 90 degrees. His wrist, it's on a peg, sort of a ball joint, rotate around. Waist, can rotate forward and back a little bit, ball joint in there. Looks like he's got a second one down here, rotate around, go forward and back. Pretty nice range of motion there. Legs, can do the splits, ball joints. Forward, about that far, back, not very much. Knees, hidden very nicely, double jointed, go back pretty far. Then his ankle goes forward and back, rotate around, ball joint, pretty much do anything you want, tilt rock, and there's toe articulation. Here's the Joker in his lair or base. Here's Joker and Harley in front of a carousel at the fair. Then, Joker's trying to take out Batman in a knife fight. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Mafex figures. Here's the Hush Joker next to a Hush Batman figure. And here are all the different rogues they've made from the Hush storyline. We know there's a Harley Quinn upcoming. I hope they keep making Hush figures. Here are all the figures from Mafex's Hush action figure line. I believe we have a Stealth Jumper Batman, Nightwing, Huntress, and Harley Quinn upcoming. Hopefully they'll dig deeper into the Hush storyline. I would love Alfred, Commissioner Gordon, or Tim Drake Robin. Here's the Hush Joker next to the recently released Mafex, The New Batman Adventures Batman. Now let's check him out next to some other Mafex Joker figures. Here he is with the Dark Knight Joker figures. We've got the Dark Knight 1.0 Joker, the Dark Knight 2.0 Joker, and the Honor Guard Joker. Then, next to some Jared Leto Suicide Squad Joker figures. And here, next to another Mafex comic Joker. This is Joker from the Dark Knight Returns. Here are all the different Mafex Joker figures that I have, and I believe I have them all. Now let's check him out next to some DC Direct Hush figures. Here he is next to the DC Direct Hush Joker figure. This Mafex one is definitely an improvement. And here, next to the DC Direct Hush Harley Quinn. Then, next to the DC Direct Hush Batman. Here's this Mafex Joker next to the entire DC Direct Hush line. This Mafex Hush Joker kind of reminds me of the DC Direct Superman Batman Joker, and that is no compliment. And here, next to the amazing Yamaguchi Joker, who's in a very similar type of outfit. Here's the Mafex Joker with the Mattel DC Universe Classics Harley Quinn on the left, and the DC Collectibles DC Icons Harley Quinn on the right, in case you're curious which Harley Quinns might work best with him. And now, next to some Mattel Movie Master Joker thugs. He fits in pretty good with them scale-wise. Now let's check him out next to some action figures from different various companies to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix him with. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect. I work way smaller, and I'm going to include as many Joker figures as I can during these comparisons. Here he is with some Jakks-specific wrestling figures. And here he is next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. And now, next to some McFarlane DC Multiverse Joker figures. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles Joker figures. And here, with some NECA figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some Mezco 1/12 collective figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Joker figures. And since we've already checked him out, next to some other Mafex Joker figures, here he is with some other regular Mafex figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. Overall, it's a nice figure. I like the way it looks, although something about his limbs just looks a little off to me. His face looks absolutely fantastic. His articulation's pretty good. The accessories, bunch of hands, couple heads, and a knife. Kinda disappointed there. You pay this premium price, you should get a few more accessories in my opinion. Sculpt and paint job are fantastic. It's nice to have a comic style, sort of regular looking modern Joker. He doesn't have his face cut off. He's not in black tux. His face isn't burnt. He's just sort of normal looking. A little bit stylized. If I were to rate this figure, I'm probably give him a 6.5 out of 10. I like him, but I don't love him. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.